What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. Black Ops 6 is the best-selling game of 2024 in the United States. Does that surprise you? Seriously, comment down below. Are you surprised that Black Ops 6 is the #1 selling game of 2024 in the United States? Because I'm not. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Look at the competition it had to go up against. College Football 25? That was its #1 competitor? Oh wow. Even College Football 25 has a direct competitor within its own company called Madden 25. So that doesn't surprise me. The only game that's on this top 5 list that really surprises me to be there is Helldivers 2. That game was a diamond in the rough, you might say. Sold 12 million copies. That's pretty spectacular. But nonetheless, people are utilizing this achievement by Black Ops 6 to run a victory lap around all of the Call of Duty haters, saying things like, okay, wait a minute, is this game dead or is it the best-selling game? Can someone clear this up? You know, I definitely can. The two are not the same. A lot of people can buy a game while also not play said game because they don't like it. So I've purchased games in the past that I didn't like, so I bought them but didn't play them. Hope that clears that up there, stud. Another one said, all the content creators, this game is chalked. Nobody's playing this game anymore. Warzone is garbage, unplayable. Pulling up my gun takes too long. The colors of the map suck. Area 99 is the worst map ever released. The shooting range is trash. The reality, Black Ops 6 proceeds to be the best-selling game of 2024. Like I said to the last guy, gameplay problems do not stop people from buying the game, because a lot of people bought the game the day it came out, before these problems ever existed. And those that bought it in December for their child or for a Christmas present for their nephew probably don't know that these problems exist either. So going on about how us content creators talk about the criticisms of this game as an indictment of the game not selling well is just some real cognitive dissonance. I even replied to this tweet, and this is what I said. Nobody playing it anymore doesn't mean people didn't buy it. I think that's perfectly logical. Warzone is not for purchase, it is free to play. Now, I'll expand on this just a little bit because I'm limited with how many characters I can use on Twitter. If you think for a second that sales of Black Ops 6 are the same as players playing Warzone, you're as dumb as mud. Let's just call it what it is. You don't buy Warzone, you download it and play it, but that doesn't go to sales numbers. Every time you play Warzone, it's not a copy sold. You're just a player playing the game. I hope that clears this up. Then he puts in a few different criticisms that I just say, like, people bought the game and found issues with it. That explains all the things you talked about. And then Area 99 being the worst map ever. Again, revert to my comments on Warzone. Doesn't affect the sales numbers for Black Ops 6. Shooting range is trash. Yeah, again, look back to criticisms of the game. So essentially, people want to criticize the game and thus they never bought the game? That sounds inherently stupid. But this is the type of division that there currently is in the community. People who like the game, and rightfully so, that's fine. You can like Black Ops 6, it's totally cool. I don't care. Like what you want to like, spend your money on what you want to spend your money on. I don't care. They can never, ever, ever, ever understand why somebody doesn't like it. I can totally get why someone likes the game. I do. Unfortunately, the problems outweigh the positives for me, so I don't like the game. But they just think that any positive aspect of the game must mean that all of the hate around it is disqualified, means nothing. It doesn't. If anything, it should mean more. Like, you had the #1 selling game in the United States, and instead of people wanting to play your game, we've seen what? 50% of players just drop off on Steam? That's terrible. But I guess, yeah, that's right. The Steam numbers don't really matter. It's just one platform, and everybody left Steam to go buy the game on Game Pass or buy the game on Battle.net after buying it on Steam? Really? That's just more cognitive dissonance to not look at what's actually happening. That's lying to yourself and saying what I see with my eyes and hear with my ears isn't the truth. I have to fabricate my own truth. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why people are so incessantly loyal to this company that does not care about you. They don't care. All they care about are numbers like these. And it's great for them. But seriously, where's the competition for Call of Duty? There is none. And that's the real sad part. I look at the games that are on the top sold list. They're all sports games. Or there's a beautiful game like Helldivers that's buried in the rough there. And then there's Call of Duty. Like, I would expect Call of Duty to top all these games. I think if they weren't the #1 game this year, I think it would be a massive disappointment. But what happens when Call of Duty gets some true competition? Maybe a Battlefield game actually does what it's supposed to do and competes with Call of Duty. Hey, maybe, perhaps, just maybe, GTA 6 releases this year. Can Call of Duty compete with that? Methinks it won't be able to. And then what will happen? Will you be able to continuously defend this without looking at it objectively and saying, hey, there's some criticism that is very warranted with this franchise right now? I just don't get what you get out of it for bootlicking for a billion-dollar corporation that's putting in the bare minimum. Because that's what they're doing. Like, even EA, even 2K, they're putting in the bare minimum effort for their games, and it's resulting in massive success because they don't have any competition. It's a massive problem within the entire gaming industry. And until we push some companies or some sports leagues to have some competition in these spaces, we're going to continuously get this slop that we've been receiving for years now. The fact that College Football 25 is so high up there tells you that, hey, a breath of fresh air in the sports games industry was much needed. But even then, it's just another sports game made by EA that has the same EA problems that all their other games have, where they place greed over gameplay competencies. There's not enough depth to the game to warrant its massive price tag and to warrant it being up there as one of the best games of the year. Sales do not mean the game is good. I really want to get that through to people. Sales do not mean the game is good. The amount of money that Activision puts into marketing is exactly why you see those sales numbers that you see now. That's why they're there. It's because they market their games extremely well. The reason why Helldivers 2 is so high on that list, why it's #2, isn't because of marketing. It's because of word of mouth, because it was actually a good game. That should be the triumph here. That should be what we learn from. Because that game has no business being up with the titans of the industry, going up against EA Sports and going up against Call of Duty. But here it is. And it's because it actually centers around creating a good gameplay experience instead of centering itself around greed, centered around a loyal fan base, centered around a massive name. And that's exactly what's up on that list. College football, massive name, massive following. Call of Duty, massive name, massive following. Huge loyal fan bases across the world. No wonder they're 1 and 2. Helldivers 2? People didn't care. Like, they cared once they played it and they realized it was a good game. So to bring this back to those that are using this as a victory lap or using it as the ultimate trump card for people who criticize Call of Duty, look at this with any brain power whatsoever. The two do not equate one another. You can criticize a game after you've purchased it. And this does not 100% negate all the criticism around Call of Duty just because they sold well. If anything, I think it should be more harrowing that they got all of this revenue from sales and the game is still in a pretty bad state as a result. Just something to think about. But that's where I'm going to leave it today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything that we discussed down below in the comments section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.